So into the charts we go today, folks, and the bottom line is Bitcoin bouncing up a little bit. Now, notice I'm saying bouncing, and the reason I'm using that term versus ripping is because we haven't taken out this previous high here from Sunday. So that to me now is a big level to break. If Bitcoin can get through that level and basically take out, let's say, 24,000, which was the high approximately on Sunday, now you're in a position to see that move to 25,000 plus take place. And again, just to rehash, that's this pivot point right over here, 25,300-ish, give or take. All right, but right now, you had Jerome Powell coming out, and that was the big event of the day. It was a huge event of the day. And ultimately, just to be clear, we heard Jerome Powell being more dovish. Initially, when the statement was released, it was a 25 basis point hike. Markets anticipated that. That wasn't a big deal. In fact, the markets chopped sideways until his press conference at 2:30. He came out a little bit more dovish, and overall risk assets surged to the upside. Now, the question is, in my mind, is, okay, risk assets like the S&P making new short-term highs. And let me flip up the spiders chart here really quickly for you guys so you guys can see this. So here, clearly a new short-term high right here, and then we made a short-term high. In fact, it's the highest S&P high going all the way back to August of 2022. But the problem I have, at least for now, and listen, this could be remedied overnight in Bitcoin very, very easily if Bitcoin can pop through those highs right here from Sunday, but we need to see that high taken out. That's going to be pivotal for the crypto market. So right now, I would consider this a bounce, not a breakout. Again, still something I'm keeping an eye on, but ultimately, let's watch and make Bitcoin prove itself before we jump on that bandwagon for a move to 25,300. Now, I'm still in the camp that if we get above 25,000, folks, I will be looking to unload my Bitcoin position with you guys and ultimately taking off that position because I do think that we are going to come back in. In tune with that, I likely will short Bitcoin at that point. To me, that would be a big enough level to pull the trigger at and get a short position. Now, I wouldn't do a big short position, but I would absolutely initiate some shorts there. Now, let's look at the Ethereum chart. Now, Ethereum getting a nice little pop here, but basically we can see it still hasn't taken out that level. Remember, if it goes up, this level will be minor at 670, and then this upsloping one will be major, which is around 725. So 725 would be a major resistance level on Ethereum. On the downside, if it ever breaks this trend line, that's where you get the big dump that takes you down to the 13, 20, 25 level. Okay? So again, just trying to kind of situate ourselves. And what's interesting again is that the stock market, again, monster rally. Everyone thinking, oh, the Fed is going to be so dovish. We're going to, by the way, the market's anticipating rate cuts before year end, even though Powell said today he would not do that. Now, what we all know is that if the economy slips into a major recession, eventually he will do that. My guess is he will try not to and probably won't until 2024 because he's so worried about what happened in the Volcker period during the 80s where the Fed cut rates early and then inflation roared back to life. So this is going to be interesting. I mean, this is really going to be an interesting period, the next 6 to 9 months in this stock market, in this crypto market, as again, everything is so reliant on cheap money. It's, I swear, it's like a drug addict, right? It's a drug addict that is addicted to cheap money, to free money, essentially. And obviously, the drug addict's been, freaking out because interest rates have been going up. As soon as they see the light at the end of the tunnel, maybe interest rates can fall. Risk assets are taking off here. And again, is it healthy? No, but it is what it is. There's no doubt about it. It just is the way the market is. Our job isn't to decide about what's right or wrong. It's to trade it accordingly. All right, so that's where we are on Ethereum, guys. Solana, let's take a look at Solana. Solana was below this upsloping trend line. It looked like it was going to have a big breakdown, and then it got rescued by the Federal Reserve and the asset pop. And again, we're moving back up. We're still in the money on this, which is fine. But ultimately, again, I want to see, can it really recapture this level, or is it eventually going to roll over and come back in? Looking at Polkadot, which is my other long trade out there, good bounce on Polkadot. Same kind of thing. If Bitcoin goes to 25,000, I would assume Polkadot goes up here. It's about $7.40, maybe higher, but right now $7.40 seems like the likely target. Let's take a look at Avalanche. Avalanche, same thing, was getting smoked early in the day, down to 1875. What does it do? On the back of the Fed, it reverses, trades back up close to 21. Yes, we're still in the money on this call, but ultimately not by a whole lot after that move. We were in the money, by the way, pretty hefty down at 1875. But notice on a technical basis, this would be the first level I would consider covering the short at right down here. All right. So again, this is what's going on out there in the market. I do want to go to a couple other ones to take a look. BNB, remember, this is your downsloping resistance. This will be your first big test of its strength if it can pop up into that. So let's keep a close eye on that level. I don't think at this point with this consolidation I would want to short that, but if we did pop a little bit higher, I would consider a short. I'll show you where, right here. So if we went up here on a straight shot, pivot high to pivot high, if we surged up into this 370, 375 level, then I would be interested in shorting that one. Okay? All right, going to XRP. Everyone wants to know about XRP. Here we have it. We are just a fraction above that line. Remember, being above the line is good, but confirmation is needed if you're going to get a breakout. Let's see if it confirms tomorrow. Well, first of all, we have to see if today it actually closes above by the time the crypto markets close. Right now, it would close above. We would then watch for confirmation tomorrow. If it does confirm, would I think it's going to get a big move? It's tough to know, right? You would think that it would at least go up here. This would be my next resistance level. So I do think it would go up to this area here. If it confirms, question is how much more does it have in the tank? Can it get up here? That's the other bigger question. All right, looking at a couple of the other ones, let's look at Matic here, which is Polygon. Polygon making a push. Remember, this is your next resistance at around 128. So again, if it gets up to 128, that is your next resistance level. Looking at a couple other ones as well, we'll look at Chainlink real quick here. Chainlink, not that impressive of a move. Yes, it's a bounce, but you're still off of this area here. We got to see, can it make its move up here? And Uniswap, again, as I try to go through a bunch of these top ones, nice bounce, but again, still hasn't taken out the recent highs. We got to be watching for that, see if it can take out those high levels. Okay? Let me see what else we have on the radar here. If we go to, let's see here, TRX, we can take a look at that one. Yeah, same thing. Sideways chop. We're just inside of that same move. Still lots of resistance right up here on the charts on Chainlink. On TRX, We can look at Dogecoin real quick just to keep an eye on what it's doing here. Dogecoin, again, had a nice rally yesterday on the back of rumors that Twitter was going to be potentially taking payments, and therefore would they take Dogecoin as a payment? That's always the dream of the Doge holders. Again, to me, until it's actually fact for Twitter, there's nothing that I would, I don't buy on rumor, really. I'm a fact-based trader, which is a chart-based trader. And again, rumors are rumors. Look at the rumors when we were at 69,000 that were on Bitcoin, like it was going to go to 100,000 because X, Y, and Z, or because on-chain data said so, or whatever it could be. To be honest, that's just a fake out for a lot of smaller investors. You got to be wiser than that when it comes to investing and trading. All right, so I think that's the bottom line, folks. Again, the dollar fell on the back of the Fed. That helped risk assets pop. Ultimately, Bitcoin still hasn't taken out that high. To me, that's going to be something I watch very, very closely. We are close, right? So we are very, very close to this here. Can we push through? Can we make a new high? Can we close above this high and continue on to 25,000? That is going to be the question mark, and I will be continuing to follow it. You guys have a great one. Thanks, as always, for coming out and watching this video. I will keep you posted. Take care.